Hey guys, we're going to talk about two and buy downs today. What the heck is a two and buy down? So, a two and buy down is the opportunity to temporarily buy down your interest rate 2% below what the market rate is going to be, and just taking advantage of those lower payments. So, what we're seeing a lot in the market right now for clients is monthly payments because of where interest rates are just a little bit higher than where we want them to be. I feel like that's the case all the time. But what the two and buy down does, and what opportunity this creates for you, is being able to take advantage of an interest rate and a monthly payment that's 2% lower than what the market's dictating for the first year, 1% lower for the second year. And then years 3 and beyond, it goes to that final adjustment rate. In this example that I have set up for you is at 6.875. And then our goal would be to refinance it sometime in the next 24 months. So I set up a couple of options for you so you can kind of see what this could do. So in a traditional sense, a loan scenario that I might quote you today in years 3 through 30 is how this is structured. But the interest rate 6.875 with some points, that's going to put my monthly payment at $4,034. That might be higher than where you're comfortable. So at this point, I would go, okay, well, let's take a look at a two and buy down. It's a temporary buy down. It's kind of like an ARM in the sense that the rate adjusts, but there's a fixed term to it. It's not dictated by whatever the market's doing at the time of the adjustment. And again, it's just an opportunity for us to take advantage, especially in the market that we're in right now, where we've got properties that have been sitting for a little while. And so we've got sellers who might be more willing to cover this cost for you. In this example, it ends up being about 2.32% of your purchase price, of your loan amount, which translates, again, in this scenario to $12,108. So this is a cost we would pay up front. So it's included in these closing costs here. And it's a number that we will basically, the lender, every time you make a payment, they're going to make a supplemental payment for the interest out of this escrow account that this $12,108 is going to sit. And they're going to make that payment towards the payment that you should have made had the interest rate been at the 6.875%. And what that does for you is it lets you buy that purchase price of $550 and take advantage for the next 12 months at 4.875, which gets our payment to $33.67. And that's a $667 payment savings. That is significant. Year 2. So let's say we're closing in November 2025, our payment's going to go up to $36.93. And in year 3, so November 2026, 2 years from now, so the start of year 3, that payment's going to go up to $40.34. And again, our opportunity there is to look for a refinance opportunity. And a couple things to note. So in 3 years, we're going to have paid down some interest. In 3 years, we'll have probably gains a little bit of equity. So we're going to be in a better refinance position. And the really great thing is if we don't spend all of the money that's set aside for these lower rates, you get it back in the form of a credit. So what that means is, let's say in year 1, we're at the 4.875 and we want to let that rate ride for a little bit. So we're going to wait until we go to 5.875. Well, in November of 2025, the amount left over in the escrow account for the interest is $4,100. So that money doesn't just disappear like it would if you did a traditional buy down of the rate. So what this $4,100 is going to do then is it's going to come in here and we're going to use it to, maybe we do a 1.0 buy down at that scenario, or maybe we use that to offset your monthly payment in the form of doing a permanent buy down at that point. Or maybe we just use it to get the balance down a little bit more or cover some of your closing costs. So that money doesn't just go away. And what's really great about it is that you're still using, if we were able to negotiate for your seller to cover this, we're still using the seller's original credit to take care of this and get you a better payment. So long-term great benefits. If we're not able to get a seller to cover this cost for you, you do, as the consumer, have the ability to pay for this on your own. And so then we would just take a look at, maybe we only have 5% total to put down. So in that scenario, maybe we do a 97% loan to value if you're a first-time home buyer, and we do just 3% down instead. And so then we use the rest of the funds that you have access to do that temporary buy down. We can still take advantage of it. So this is just one more way where you can be strategic and getting your payment where you're wanting it to be, and making housing a little bit more within reach for your goals, and getting you off of the sidelines. Because I think that's the biggest thing that we should do right now, is take advantage of a market that looks like this as a consumer before rates drop in the next year, if that's what they're going to do, because who knows? And prices are going to go up, because when buyer demand goes up, and that usually happens when interest rates go down, we're going to see a flood to the market of everybody who's been sitting on the sidelines for you. And you're going to be in bidding wars. We're going to see values go up, and you're probably going to pay the same price that you would have with the lower rate because you had to pay more for the house. So that is my little piece of education here on this snowy Friday. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope this invigorates you to check out your options. If you have questions or you want to review this together for your own personal scenario, reach out. I'm here to help.